bill issues as they affect the Northeast. We had a discussion today on these two important issues. There is a third issue which I will also. And 4-year-old party. The party that led the freedom, the party is firmly, strongly, clearly opposed to the Citizenship Amendment Bill. The bill is an attempt to divide Indian society. It violates Article 21, for which Dr. Ambedkar played a very important role. It can never accept the Citizenship Amendment Bill. It is anti-secular. It goes against the preamble of the Constitution. It is anti-constitutional. It violates Article 14 and Article 21. The Citizenship Amendment Bill is an RSS BJP project to divide India on religious lines. I know that all the Northeastern chief ministers, Northeastern political leaders, civil society are firmly opposed to the Citizenship Amendment Bill. The national level also, the Congress Party, will fight against it because this is anti-constitutional. It will change the very nature of India. So on the Citizenship Amendment Bill, there should be no doubt in anybody's mind on where the Congress Party stands. NRC. The Congress Party is firmly opposed to illegal migrants and migration. Migration must be stopped at the border. NRC in Assam was a historical legacy. It was part of the 1951 census. It was part of the 1985 Assam Peace Accord. After 2012, the Supreme Court got active. As you know, there was talk that there were millions and millions of illegal migrants in Assam, but as of now, 19 lakh, 1.9 billion is the number of foreigners who have been detected, who have no valid documentation to prove that they are citizens of India. NRC is a very complicated exercise. The type of paperwork and documentation that is required, poor people do not have. Poor people move for jobs. It requires public education. It requires public awareness. It requires public help. So while NRC in Assam has a history, to repeat the NRC in other states requires a lot of homework. We have to create a political climate and we have to ensure that the NRC does not become an instrument for harassment. People should not live in fear and intimidation because of NRC. So a lot of homework, a lot of careful planning is required, help is required, political consensus is required before we jump into NRC outside Assam. NRC is also an instrument of the BJP RSS to divide and polarize Indian society. However, the Congress party is prepared to be part of a national dialogue which will plan for a harassment-free NRC. It will not happen overnight. It will take some years. But yes, we must not allow India to become a haven for illegal migration. So we know that NRC is being used by Mr. Amit Shah to divide and polarize Indian society. And NRC and Citizenship Amendment Bill is being used by Mr. Modi and by Mr. Amit Shah to divert people's attention from farmers' issues, traders' issues, small-scale business issues. Economic crisis is there in India. There is a famine of jobs. And now Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah are talking NRC and CAB. This is a cruel joke. Now in Meghalaya there is a third issue. And I will request my colleague, former Chief Minister, to speak on it. But let me say this, that as far as the Congress party is concerned, the Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act was passed in 2016. It was passed when Dr. Mohit Sangma was the Chief Minister. It was passed after over a year of public consultations, widespread discussion, and it was passed unanimously in the Meghalaya Assembly. It received the governor's assent. It's a comprehensive law. But for 3 years, the Meghalaya government, the present Meghalaya government, slept over this act. They did not bother to implement this act. And suddenly they have now discovered that this act needs amendment. We don't know what the amendments are. They should make public the amendment. They should have a public debate. They should engage all political parties and civil society. We want the MRSSA to be implemented and strengthened. Let there be no doubt about it. We believe the MRSSA 2016 protects all communities of Meghalaya. We want it to be implemented, and if in the process of implementation it needs to be amended, so be it. But even without implementing for 3 years, sleeping over it for 3 years, now an ordinance is being planned. I will request Dr. Sarma to elaborate on this. All I wish to say is that as far as the Indian National Congress is concerned, we are committed to the implementation of the Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act 2016 in letter and spirit, and particularly clause 18 of this act is so powerful that if it had been implemented for the last 3 years, we would not have had this concern for an ordinance. So I'll request Sarmaji to speak on the MRSSA a little. Let me end by saying that the Northeast today is in flames. It is in flames because of the politics of the BJP. The BJP politics is based on divide and rule, polarize and rule. And it is because of the BJP's policies of divisiveness that today the Northeast finds itself in such great difficulty in state after state. The Congress Party will continue to fight this politics of divisiveness. We will highlight the economic crisis that the country is facing, and in Parliament and outside Parliament, we will expose the BJP's politics as politics of dividing Indian society on religion, on caste, on language, and on region. I'll request Mukul Sarmaji to tell us something more about our party's stand on the MRSSA 2016.
Thank you, sir. My greetings to all of you. I'm sure you had a very hectic day, but thank you for responding to our invitation to this press meeting. Ever since the creation of the state, the concern of our people has been to ensure that there is a legal framework mandated by law to protect the interests of our people, particularly the indigenous community, the indigenous tribes. And based on that, in the preceding years, there has been the endeavor of various civil society organizations and the people to draw the attention of the government of the day to attend to those concerns. Government have come and gone, but I think what has happened in the preceding term of the Congress letdown between 2013 and 2018 is that the party was able to respond to this call of duty and attend to the concerns of the people of the state. And you are all aware and witness to that development. So there was a long-drawn consultation and engagement with all the civil society organizations and the stakeholders, culminating into a decision to come up with a legislative exercise to have a law, to rather mandate by law, certain exercise which will be enough, considered enough to protect the interests of our people. And that is how we have this, the culmination of this Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act 2016. We all are witness to the fact that every political party was taken on board. The issue was discussed exhaustively in the Legislative Assembly, and the government of the day was able to take all the parties on board and have these bill passed in a race. That was the great milestone achieved. People were happy. And immediately after the notification of this act, our government took measures. You have seen the mandate of the law where we had the district task force, the entry-exit point, where the facilitation centers shall be established. All the measures required for ultimately rolling out the implementation process was taken up by the government. We identified all the entry-exit points. That also was in consultation with all the civil society organizations. And we also went ahead with the whole land acquisition process to ensure that we have the land in position and proceed ahead with the whole implementation of the entry-exit. And another important thing that this Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act have addressed is the concern of mandating through law the empowerment of our traditional institution, and that also has been taken care of by this law. If you go through the definitions and various other roles which has been enshrined in the framework of this law, legally mandating, legally empowering. In other words, a comprehensive law which has been able to address the concern of our people. Now, there has been some attempt to create the perception that this Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act 2016 does not have enough tooth to deal with certain concerns. I tell you, friends, if you go by section 18, subsection 2C and F, you will see how different process of this particular act has been conceptualized and formatted in order to address all the concerns of our people, particularly to filter the issue of illegal immigrants entering the state, keeping in mind the long porous interstate border and the long porous international border, and also the concern of the citizens of the state to take care of the need to insulate the state from all the challenges of law and order related issue, keeping in mind again the whole northeastern being inflicted by insurgency and militancy. And therefore, all this whole exhaustive exercise have been worked out, and today we are sharing before you with complete clarity that this Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act has been designed in order to provide all the necessary safeguards to the residents of the state, and also at the same time addressing all the concerns of the indigenous tribes of the state. And therefore, we have maintained that government should not delay further, should not waste time. They must proceed further, carry forward the actual initiatives of the state government, of the then state government, as per the mandate of the law. Now, it's a different thing that the government of the day has come up with certain proposed amendment. Now, we'll have to look at what is the ultimate fate of that proposed amendment and how that provides further teeth to the act. But as far as we are concerned, this act is something unique, exclusive. I must say special. And I have, in fact, when I have discussed with the Government of India representatives earlier with NHA, we have suggested that this act must be studied by many other states and must be also looked at replication of this act in a similar way. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Coming to this CAB, so you could see that we could see that in the Congress manifesto in this MP election. So what is the difference between CAB and in the manifesto, you have mentioned that
NRC.
not NRC, asylum.
Asylum.
There is a mention in the manifesto.
We are discussing now only constitutional amendment bill. Okay,
Citizens.
if you have to amend the constitution, citizenship amendment bill. If it is a constitutional amendment, which the BJP government is working for. My comments are entirely on the citizenship amendment bill. That bill had gone to Lok Sabha. It got passed into Lok Sabha. Then a select committee was set up. Select committee gave a report. Now we are hearing that the BJP will try to pass it in the winter session of Parliament, which begins on the 18th. As I told you, there is no question of the Congress party supporting the bill. It goes against preamble, it goes against Article 14, Article 21 of the Constitution. There is no doubt, there is no dilemma as far as we are concerned, as far as the citizenship amendment bill is concerned. And all states in the Northeast are opposed. That's another important factor. But as a political party, our stand is very clear.
Considering the fact that
on the issue of NRC, the Deputy Chief Minister and Mr. Minister said, clearly said that the government wants to know why Dr. Mukul was opposing the proposal in the act. What is the reason that he was opposing?
Putting what one is. Now you are aware that there was a meeting on the basis of the request by the NGOs, and we have gone into details clause by clause of these particular Meghalaya Residence Safety and Security Act 2016. Now, they have tried to create a perception that this principal act does not have enough teeth to address the concern of our indigenous community, which is number one wrong. Therefore, we have suggested that you discuss and tell us where the principal act appears to be weak and does not have that kind of, as referred to, enough teeth to deal with the concern. We talked about the entry-exit point, the facilitation center. If you go clause by clause, then you will find that this particular mandate of the Principal Act is very, very powerful and addresses all the concerns of all those participating NGOs who have demanded for the perception. Then there is a issue which has to be discussed, because legislative process always involves the political party in the House, and therefore we will always be participating in that kind of debate. But the issue is that if you go through clause by clause, as I have said, you will see that these particular Principal Act and the mandate of this Act actually covers all this.